Thank you, Nathan. So Samantha will be here in a moment or two. This year, under the tutelage of Ms. Home, a group of writers submitted entries to the Intermediate Writers Awards competition. And we were really delighted when we got the news that Samantha had been given a highly commended in the competition. There were first, second, third, and 14 highly commendeds given out across the country. So we would like to get her to read her piece today. Thank you, Samantha.
What's this? I say as I plop down on the couch beside my mum. Freedom Riders, she replies. Freedom Riders is a movie based on the true story of Erin Gruwell, a teacher who decided she wanted to do something about violence and racial injustice. At the time, racism and discrimination was at an all-time high, similar to the George Floyd protests that have been going on today. Rodney King, an unarmed black man, was viciously beaten by 4 police officers, 3 of them white. The court's decision to acquit the officers was followed by 5 days of enraged rioting and looting by the people, no different to the movements that have been going on today. This inspired Erin Gruwell to devote herself to teaching, so she could teach youth how to deal with anger in non-violent ways. She does this by teaching at a school with a reputation for diversity and division. She had a class that was deemed unteachable, or the last puppies in the litter. During her time with the students, she was able to transform them from a divided and indifferent class to a respectable and united one through compassion, support, and kindness. Together, they wrote a diary about their struggles, wishing to inspire hope in others. They named the book The Freedom Writers' Diary, a play on words on the Freedom Riders, a group of white and African American civil rights activists who fought to end segregation by riding buses around the country, protesting their message to all. It inspires me because it shows that I, a girl in a world marked with adversity, can inspire good in others too. It shows that every act of kindness is another step towards a better world. During her time with the class, Erin Gruwell taught me a lesson, that even if you feel as if the whole world is against you, don't give up. Don't let others' thoughts and actions make you stray away from your beliefs. Despite her good intentions, she had many demons telling her to give up. Her own father was heavily against her mission to help the children. In addition, her husband divorced her because he felt neglected and that she was putting all her time into the students. The other teachers scorned her as they did not approve of her teaching methods. To top it all off, her own class, the very ones she was trying to help, refused to cooperate, all whilst working 2 more jobs. Despite this, she persevered, sticking with her students even if no one else would. This is an incredibly important message to me, and I feel a message that more people need to hear. Today, it is incredibly common to change what you wear, how you look, or how you act, to conform to the trends and norms of society. If you don't bow down to these ridiculous and often unachievable trends, you're mocked and looked down on. When Erin Gruwell chose to do what was right and make a change in the world, despite what others said, it inspired me to do the same. Now, when I am tempted to conform to the temptations of peer pressure, I can decline, knowing that Erin Gruwell, who is going through so much more, could do it. The Freedom Writers also made me realize that you should be kind to everyone, because you never know what someone is going through. Erin Gruwell shows this to the class through a game. If she said something that applied to you, you were to step up to a line she had made on the floor. She started off with simple statements like, who has the new Snoop Dogg album? Or how many of you have seen Boys in the Hood? Then she started asking more serious questions like, how many of you have been to juvenile hall or jail for any length of time. Stand on the line if you've lost a friend to gang violence. Almost the whole class went up for the serious questions, with an exception of the white students. They realized that most of them were going through or had gone through similar problems in their life and were more alike than they realized. They were so busy trying to stay alive every day that kindness was never even considered at that point. We have more in common with those students than we realize. We may not see it, but every one of us tries to survive, with the problems, taunts, and plain injustices being the invisible bullets we try to dodge each day. Watching that scene made me realize that we should be kind to everyone, because we have no idea what struggles anyone is going through. Another lesson the Freedom Riders taught me was that a little kindness goes a long way. It's something that has been said by many. Erin Gruel's students weren't used to being treated with kindness, so they were hesitant when she showed them a bit of love. She did not treat them differently or discriminate because of their skin color. She treated them with respect, allowing them to use new supplies intended for the better kids, and taught from the heart. Ultimately, the kindness and support allowed them to graduate and find jobs, letting them have the successful lives they never imagined. A little while ago, I was going through a rough patch, and I didn't tell anyone what was bothering me. Then one day, my teacher asked if I was all right. That small, seemingly insignificant act of kindness was all it took for me to finally express my feelings. I told her, and it was as if a large burden had been lifted off my shoulders. It's the little acts of kindness that make a huge difference. In our world today, hate has somehow become a virus. We spread it through our phones, our words, our unconscious actions. The Freedom Riders story shows that we can all put on a mask of charity and compassion and stop the rapid spread. Kindness is defined as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. I think it's more than that. It's standing up for what you know is right when no one else will. It's being willing to help the helpless, to teach the unteachable, to love the unlovable. In some ways, kindness can be bravery. It would be easy to become a victim of our circumstances and continue feeling sad, scared, or angry. Or instead, we could choose to deal with injustice humanely and break the chains of negative thoughts and energies and not let ourselves sink into it. These are the words of Erin Gruel, a woman who inspired and transformed 150 previously rejected students into successful high school graduates. Some even went to university, and most of them were able to find jobs when they didn't believe they would be alive at 16. She taught them with compassion, sticking with them when no one else would, and treating them with the respect they deserved. The words and actions of this empowering woman give the same message our Prime Minister related during the 2019 United Nations General Assembly. We are borderless, but we can be connected. We are inherently different, but we have more that we share. We may feel afraid, but as leaders, we have the keys to create a sense of security and a sense of hope. We just need to choose. Choose between the good and the bad. Choose amongst the adversity. Choose against the words of others. Choose to be kind. Choose to be brave. Thank you.